Hello, welcome to another episode this week where we grow, flow, and let the energy flow. This week's episode is mainly about how to know when you're in alignment and when you're not. Alignment isn't we align and we stay in alignment for the rest of our time. It's more like how to learn how to stay in alignment throughout all the different kinds of tests that we are given and we pass them. It can take a while to be in alignment to the point where you just constantly receive every day. It can be from something small, like somebody opening the door to you, or maybe the universe make sure that you cross path with like a dollar bill on the ground when you're on your way to some place. It can be in many different kinds of beautiful ways. It's how the saying goes that it's the small things, and it really is the small things that add up to a point of alignment. As I had mentioned in other episodes, but if you're new here, I have mentioned in other episodes that shadow work is much needed if you want to be in alignment, if you want to end up manifesting things at such a faster rate compared to previous times. Manifestation will come to you when you're in alignment, the points that you're in alignment. So let's say that things are going really good in your life and you're noticing that you're getting everything that you wanted, you are getting those little things that you have been waiting for, and all of a sudden you kind of stop getting those things that you're waiting for and you're kind of confused, like what happened? I was getting gifted these things by the universe, these wish fulfillments finally fulfilled. Sometimes what happens is there's a period of time of where you're needed to grow and to heal, to continue flowing with abundance later on in life. And there are periods of times where that happens. There's other times where past connections come to reconnect with you, and they kind of have this influence on you, and you can say, no, 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 I'm not influenced by people. I know who I am. I know what I want. Yes. However, when we spend time with people from the past, or just people in general that we haven't spent time with, or that reflect people from the past, we tend to attach to their habits. So like the ways of how they speak, the things that they like, different kinds of things. And so it puts us in a space of like, do I hold myself grounded and centered and maintain myself in a way that I know who I am, or do I let myself be influenced by others around me? Alignment isn't actually as complex as people think. Alignment is just being at a frequency where you're open-minded, you feel so much love. Actually, alignment to me is the feeling of love, not just towards someone, which most people would think, and that's why a lot of people end up being in relationships for a very long time, or go to relationship trying to find that something to fill that void inside of them, when all they needed to do was focus on themselves, heal themselves, and they find love within themselves. But yeah, love isn't just to other people, to other beings, to plants, to animals. It's love towards yourself and like everything around you. It's gratefulness and love go hand in hand. And when you're feeling that, you're basically in alignment, because if you're feeling grateful, you feel a sense of like love towards the universe, or to whatever you believe in that supports you on your journey. Alignment is wonderful, and it happens in different parts of your life. I remember there was a time I would ask for something and would get it within the week. Other times it would take years, and I was so confused why. I was like, I know what I want, how come it's taking so long? And the time that our manifestations can take so long is because we are not yet ready, physically maybe, or maybe emotionally, perhaps mentally, maybe all those aspects, for the manifestation that we want. Um, it kind of sucks because you're just like waiting and you just give up, and all of a sudden it just comes right to your door. So, also the aspect of what people have said, manifestation, of like pretending that you don't remember your manifestation, that's not needed. What's needed is to have trust and patience, not just with yourself, but also with the team that's working around you, your support team, because they're doing the best they can to try to, one, present the tests that you probably need to pass to be able to get that such given manifestation. An example is, let's say you have like a dream guy, a dream girl, right? Dream woman, dream man. They will present to you people who have these certain qualities that you like before they present to you your dream man, dream woman to you, or have a way of you two bumping into each other in life. And once you pass those little distractions and you realize they're distractions, you're able to get on track again to getting that dream man, dream woman, to be able to walk into your life and then later be a part of your life without any interruptions, without any disruptions, without any separation points. The thing with other things, like let's say you're trying to manifest your dream house and stuff, you'll probably start getting different kinds of images, ads, or hear about houses that are on sale and you're like really intrigued by them, but it's like not yet there, and it's not the thing that you want for your dream house yet. So you keep looking, and then eventually you will find the deal of a lifetime that you've been wanting, the house that you've been wanting, the location that you have been wanting of the house, and everything else. It's basically learning to discover what you actually really want, and therefore you start getting aligned with what you want. So let's say somebody just wants a mobile home as a home, and then all of a sudden the perspective changed, they start changing as a person, and they're like, you know what, actually I can end up having more. I want more. I want something else. So then they end up being not represented, but presented with a home that they like now more. And now it's like a bigger home, or maybe a different style, maybe in a different location than what they wanted. So we're constantly changing and growing. I would say some people, you probably don't see it in the surface level, but like they're changing internally. There's some people you can talk to from the past if you decide to, and they have changed. Their perspective has changed, and that means that they're growing, that they want to like keep on improving themselves. The ways that you know that you're not in alignment is when you're getting very quickly manifested things that you don't want. So if, let's say, you're stressed the whole day and you're upset and you're just like irritated, you're gonna get all these things that you don't want. I understand workplaces can be triggering. They can leave you agitated, exhausted, and just like sick of it. But try to maintain a way that you can center yourself in some quick way that isn't an addiction, to be able to balance yourself and not get those given circumstances to happen to you, and you won't be getting those like upset customers at you. I'd seen those circumstances at a distance happening to a given person, and then I looked at my circumstance and I said, I have never been yelled at a customer before, or like never been yelled at by. I was like, I must just be lucky, and I just didn't think much of it. But really what happened is I maintained myself as much as possible in a happy, not just happy like over like smiling forcefully, no, like genuinely being in a happy state, reminding myself that some of these things are just temporary. It's something I need to get through, to grow from, to learn from, and just move on to the next thing, which is what happened. So make sure that you're balanced however you need to stay balanced. Right, hold on. Your 15-minute break a little bit earlier than you wanted to that day, that's fine. Do that for yourself, whatever you need to do to be balanced. Because you really don't want to be in a circumstance where you're having bad days every day and um, being really sad. Really, really, I would say to an extent, some people could be depressed or anxious or just like in a pessimistic mood. And the people who I've realized that are in a pessimistic mood, because I have actually been surrounded by people who are in pessimistic mood mentality, um, they will not see anything else to be better than what they have happening to them. And therefore that causes other things, like if they see other people doing really well and they do like see somebody in the position of something that they want, they will feel jealous about it because they wish they would have that. And it's really also simple that they need to change their perspective, because when you do, you just change your life quite literally from someone who's pessimistic to optimistic. That changes their life gradually, but also drastically at the same time. Alright, gratefulness, love. What else is on the list? I guess a little bit healing work too, because as we continue to manifest more things or wish for other things, we continue to change. We're like, hey, I actually want that car instead of the one I wanted back in like 10 years ago. Perfect. The universe is like, okay, fam, let's get you that. Let's get you that car. What do we need to do for you to get that car? Oh, let's see. Maybe the job that you're working at will take you longer to get that car. Let's present you another opportunity. Then they're hanging out with a friend or family member, or maybe just in a place they haven't been before, and somebody presents them with a job. Like, it's those things. If you're open to receive, you will receive opportunities and also more things that you would probably want in your life. It's like universe kind of like guessing. It just kind of reminds me of a parrot. Like, what do you want for Christmas? Or like, what do you want for your birthday? And you're just like, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of want this, but I kind of want that. And it's like my birthday, it's a one-time a year thing. I'm not sure. So then the universe starts kind of sending different things that they've noticed that you've liked before. And it tests you to see, or yeah, it lets you see what you want. And it's like, I don't really want that anymore. You know, I actually do want this. Instead, I recently came across it and I just like, I want it, you know? And that happens. You get it. But it's gonna take some time, and certain things probably need to move around for you to get it. If somebody's wanting to move to a different country, they're gonna need to do different things to be able to get a different result, right? How do you expect something different if you do the same things over and over? Right. So some things might have to be changed in your life. A different schedule, a different environment, different things. And it's fine, because it will result to you in getting other different experiences to experience and different things that you might want to stay in your life for. So the other ways that you can know if you're not in alignment is if your if your body is feeling really sluggish, really tired, extra, more than usual. Um, Kind of pay attention to what you're investing your time in. It could be connections. It could be food. Even I've noticed if I eat something I stopped eating and then continued to eat, or more like start to eat now, my body will feel sluggish. It'll feel irritated. I will feel irritated. I will feel uncomfortable. I'll be like not pessimistic mood, but I'll be uh just not in an inviting kind of mood, okay? But once I release it from my body, right, I feel much better. Like, even if I'm hungry after I release it or whatever, I will feel so much better because whatever I had eaten or drank, I would I would not feel good. So why would I continue to eat or drink that thing? Exactly. But some people don't pay attention to those things and they still kind of don't learn their lesson. And eventually, other things with their health happen. So, some people learn right off the bat. Other people, it takes time for them to understand that yes, that might be your favorite food as a kid, that might be your favorite food from like college or whatever, but it's not doing you any good for your body now. Um, Maybe time to cut off on that. Or if you do want to eat it, perfectly valid. Maybe you just eat a tiny bit, like a sample, just so you don't continue to have the craving of it and you eat it, but you don't eat the whole thing in another box or like another thing of that. Completely valid. There's some things that I want, right? Like, and I do eat them, but I try my best not to over excessively eat things that I really, really want to eat. Um, or that I wanted to try again, because I know that it's going to make my body unbalanced and make my emotions unbalanced and make my energy unbalanced, and then I'll get probably manifested situations or just irritate me, and I don't want that. I want to live a peaceful, happy, flowing, abundant life. Like, might sound cheesy, but it's seriously possible. It really is. It's just a matter of perspective and just wanting to grow, and you just do grow. Boom. Another way of knowing if you're in alignment is angel numbers or signs that mean a lot to you, that you can tell that you're on the right track. Like, let's say that you asked for a very particular, hold on, very particular butterfly, let's say, and that butterfly isn't usually in your neighborhood or like in the city you live in, and it just shows up. Like, it doesn't even mean that it shows up physically. It could be like it shows up in a bookstore while you're looking at books, or it shows up um in a movie you're watching, a show you're watching, furniture, no, clothing item maybe that has that butterfly. It could be anything. And when you see it, you know that, oh my goodness, I'm on the right track. I'm gonna go get this something I'm manifesting very soon. Thank you. And you just go like that. Signs could be from numbers, like I mentioned previously. Ones means new beginnings. 5 means change. Threes mean balance. 4 means stability. I just relearned that yesterday. 6 is love, but there's a lot more to numerology, because like the general is 1 is new beginnings, 2 is duality, 3 is balance, 4 is stability, 5 is change, 6 is love, 7 is perfection, 8 is infinity, and 9 is creation. For, I guess, basic understanding of numerology, but if you want more in depth to it, maybe I'll do an episode on that, because I feel like numerology itself is so important. It tells you a lot. Like, even people who don't believe in numerology or like spirituality stuff, or they just don't pay much attention to, but they've seen and just kind of ignore it, brush it off, they still get the signs everywhere. Like, it could also not be numerology. It could be a song, like a song message, song messages, which is called music divination. Didn't know that till like this year. Music divination. So if you have like a song all of a sudden stuck in your head and you haven't been listening to the song recently, I'm gonna say it's a message for you. Um, or a message for somebody around you if you're like really connected to other people's energies. Because I have gotten messages for me as well as for my parent, as well as for like a friend when I'm in a call, or when I'm like in person with somebody. I've gotten song messages for them, even in public places. Anybody who's spoken with, I probably get a song message for them if I'm in the vicinity of their energy, or if they are able to allow me the space to be in their energy in some sense. It's really, really interesting. But I can tell when some people are in alignment while others are on their way, maybe, or they aren't really. I could just like look at a person and I can see if they're having a good day. And it's not just the facial expression, it's also the body language. But it's just like something that's just coming from them, like the vibe or like an energy. I don't even have to speak with them. Like I could just see them at a distance, and I can tell. I can tell if they're up in a hurry, or I can tell if they're stressed, or I can tell if they're anxious, or I can even tell if they're depressed. Because when someone goes through depression and then they get out of it, they can also recognize other people later that have been in that state or are in that state. It's wild. So we can recognize at some point when people are aligned and when others are not, as well as ourselves. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else. Yes, okay. So when people are also aligned, or when you're aligned, I've noticed I don't get sick. Like I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I don't present any sick symptoms. I'm just like, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. And it's that. So when I start noticing I get like sniffles, or my nose gets clogged or something, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to make sure I'm back on balance in my body, which also probably means back in balance to my frequency as well, because I gotta be good. I gotta be good to be able to assist or help others if needing to. And if I want to be able to be in a good state, to be able to help others, to have that clarity, to be able to guide them, if needed. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, there's just so many things. So many things. Okay. Oh, right. So, alignments, fast manifestations, very good health, obviously good mentality, like good mental health, good emotional health. Seeing like everything in a beautiful light, seeing things the way that they are, not just like, it's not like you have a rose tinted glasses on. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you see things for what they are, and you also see where you are at, and you have this like gratefulness and love and trust towards where you're going and who you're becoming. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it to you, because alignment is possible to be constant, but it will take some time to get to that point, as a lot of people have a lot to heal about. It could be how their mentality is right now, their emotional health, their physical health for maybe a lot of people. So yeah, it will take time, and all I recommend is having patience with yourself, not also just trust, as I mentioned, but patience with yourself, and not beat up yourself about the fact that you're not at the point you wanted to be at, or that you want to be at right now. Because right now it's a point of transition for a lot of people who want to grow. They're in a transitional phase. People who are already growing and like flowing with abundance, constantly getting manifestations really, really quickly and stuff like that, um, they're already in like flow mode. Okay? So people who are learning to grow, they're like in growth mode. Or am I getting it wrong? No, no, no. Yeah, wanting to grow or want to learn to grow are in growth mode because already wanting to grow is growth in itself. It's a change. It's a turning point. And then glow phase is where you're already being in that state where you're growing and you're growing, you're glowing and you're flowing. Okay? And then when you're in complete flow is when you've realized and known how, like you've learned how to glow, and now you're flowing with life. You are being patient with yourself. You're trusting the universe. You're trusting yourself. You're trusting the flow of your life and not being resistant over it. Resistance is something that's like you don't want something to change. So let's say you're resisting for your job, your workplace to change. You're resisting to get a new relationship because you've been accustomed to being in that relationship because you don't feel like you'd want to be with anybody else. But the universe says it's time. It's time for you to walk away and see and meet someone else that lines up with you and respects you. Or sometimes it's a separation phase. That's another whole thing for another episode because I could go into that. But resistance is like being in a mentality where you don't want something to change. It's a mentality. That's all it is. Once you change that perspective, you're open. You're open to receiving. You're open to giving. You're open in general to receive. So I do not really suggest being in a resistance mode, because it will be like it'll be like you're at a bus stop and you're just waiting there for the bus and the bus isn't arriving. It will be it'll be a temporary pausing point, which is also good to reflect from after you get out of resistance mode, because you'll realize why you're resisting in the first place. So, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful evening, day, whatever time that you're watching this. And I hope that you will receive what you are wishing for, will receive what you have been wanting, and I wish you the best in getting to a point of alignment, of aligning yourself even, and continuing to grow, glow, and flow with your life and the universe. Bye.